Goes back to the early 90s, I'd say, when my young fellas came on the scene. I have two sons, and I got them involved here back in the early 90s, and they played underage, didn't make it into minor or senior levels, but they really enjoyed the underage routine. I've stayed with it. I mean, even, through the years, I've just felt like supporting the club because we got so much out of it in the early stages. Money like that always comes in handy, but we had two events during the year. My eldest son James got married, so that was a fairly costly affair, and the second lad Ryan, who's out in Phoenix, Arizona, we went out and took a holiday in Phoenix and visited him. And then our youngest girl got a job in Dublin, so she had to be moved into accommodation in Dublin. So money like that comes in handy all the time. Well, I think it's important to support the local club. I mean, they give so much back to the community, and you can just see it behind me here tonight. You see all those young fellas. It's tremendous, and I think you just have to support a club like this.
Welcome to a wet and windy Bruff for the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final clash between Glenroe and Mungret St. Paul's. John Keoghan commentary here for Limerick GATV. I'm delighted to be joined by freelance journalist Owen Maloney. Owen, a huge game for both sides. Semi-finals always a difficult one to win, especially in these conditions. It's going to be a tough game.
Absolutely, yeah. The rain seemed to time it well. Literally just arrived as we're about to throw in here in 10 minutes. Huge game for Mungret. They've been knocking on the door now for a few years in Premier Intermediate since they came up in 2016. They did beat Glenroe on the way to capturing that intermediate title. Glenroe, obviously winning the 2019 Intermediate Championship, will want to prove a point that they can hang it, and they have shown it so far. They've won 2 games, and they're going to want to prove a point that they see themselves. A lot of people see them as outsiders. They don't see themselves as outsiders, and they're going to want to prove a point to Mungret today.
Ahead of throwing here in Bruff, we spoke to both camps, starting with Glenroe manager Danny Murphy and then Shawnee Barry from Mungret St. Paul's. Joined by Glenroe manager Danny Murphy. Danny won the intermediate last year in the Premier Intermediate semi-final. It's been a great year so far, but it's all about getting to the next level now.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year is well gone, so this is a new year. We're here in merit. We've won 2 games, got out of the group, so we're all firing to put a performance here today.
Huge challenge up against a very experienced Mungret side at this level. What are you expecting their challenge to be?
Well, I suppose we've really focused on ourselves in the last week and a half. We've had guys away at football for the last 3 weeks, but we come back this week with a very good week. So we've really worked on our hurling and our touch and got to get our game right. We know Mungret, obviously they're one of the favourites for the championship.
You've obviously, as I said, come up from the intermediate grade. What's been the difference from that step up in level?
Look, the step up is the big step up. You get punished for your mistakes here. You make a mistake, you get punished all the time, whereas maybe in the intermediate you get away with the mistakes. So it's something we've really worked on this year to try and cut down on our mistakes.
Like Savona Mahoney into the team again this year after a long injury. How much of an impact has he made for you?
Yeah, Owen had a very frustrating year last year. Broke a collarbone very early on in the year when he was absolutely flying. So just made it back for the county final, came on as a sub, but this year he's got a clear run at it, so we're delighted with him. We've got a couple of minors coming up this year as well, which reinvigorates the panel and keeps everyone on their toes.
That's it. Sound Danny, thanks.
So we're here with Shawnee Barry, Mungret manager, ahead of their eagerly anticipated clash with Glenroe. Shawnee, what are you expecting from Glenroe today?
Look, Glenroe are a very experienced side. I mean, we played them in 2016 in the county intermediate semi-final, and we knew back then it was going to be tough. And they're a very, very experienced team, as I said. I mean, in the intermediate grade, I mean, they contested semi-finals year in, year out, and eventually make the breakthrough last year. And they have come through a very tough, what we considered to be the group of death, with the group they're in, and they're deservedly they're in the semi-final. It's going to be tough. We know they're coming here today.
And equally, you came through the group undefeated. Obviously, a bit of a scare against Capamore, but you had the job done at that stage. You must be coming into this with great confidence.
Yeah, we're very happy where we are. I mean, when you start out or set out your stall at the start of the year, you look at each match as it comes, and then you just go as far as the semi-final. And we came through a group, win-win, and a draw against Capamore, and Capamore well-deserved draw, and actually should have won because we just scraped over the line. Okay, you said we were qualified already, but at the end of the day, it's a match, and every match you just want to win. You want to keep momentum going. It's all about momentum going into semi-final.
And I suppose you might be looking today for a bigger spread of scores, maybe, with Paul O'Brien accounting for a large percentage of your scores thus far.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, while Paulie is the man at the end of it for the scores, a lot of the lads put in the donkey work to get the ball to Paulie, and what people have overlooked as well, Paulie's our free taker, and a very good free taker, and can account for probably 80% of your scores as well. But I mean, he's 5 forwards around him, and the guys of the middle of the field and the middle third that put in all the donkey work to get the ball. So while guys mightn't be a feature on the scoreboard, but they put in as much effort as Paulie.
And we're back at the scene of the crime from last year, where Mungret unfortunately lost out to Blackrock in the semi-final. So is there a sense of maybe unfinished business?
No, absolutely. We don't look like that, because in sport, if you keep looking back over your shoulder, you're going absolutely nowhere. It's all about now, all about today, and all about your next match. That's all you could focus on. What happened yesterday is history. You got to move on.
Welcome back to Bruff. There were the thoughts there of Glenroe manager Danny Murphy and Mungret St. Paul's manager Shawnee Barry. Just going to give you a quick rundown of the teams now, starting with Glenroe, who are unchanged from the scheduled programme. Starting in goals, Ian O'Sullivan. Full back line, Jimmy Barry Murphy, Patrick McSweeney and Owen Gallagher. Half back line, Stephen Fox, Stephen Walsh and David McCarthy. In midfield, we've Donald Kelly and Darren McCarthy. Mark O'Connell captains the Glenroe side from right half forward. He's joined in that line by Kieran Kelly and Sean Clancy. And the Glenroe full forward line, Owen O'Mahony, Brian O'Connell and Owen Walsh. Heading over now to the Mungret St. Paul's side, starting with Conor O'Brien in goals. Full back line of Conor Flahive, Ronan Kirby and Owen Mulcahy. Half forward line, half back line I should say, Conor Helliwell, Brian Barry and Liam Harrington. Rory Duff and Owen Doherty make up the Mungret St. Paul's midfield. There's 2 changes in the Mungret half forward line. Pat Begley comes in wearing number 22 and Barry O'Grady wearing number 25. They both replace Shane Barry and Cian O'Brien. Barry O'Grady is expected to line out at corner back, with Owen Mulcahy coming into the half forward line. Niall Mulcahy completes the Mungret St. Paul's half forward line. And then into the full forward line, Paul O'Brien, Michael Mullins and Brendan Giltilan. Owen Maloney, just talking about both sides really, starting with Glenroe, Mark O'Connell, their big danger man.
Absolutely, yeah, they're going to target him with puck outs hard and often, and as you say, we mentioned earlier just off stream, Kieran Kelly and Sean Clancy compete a very strong half forward line. They're going to be looking to land ball on them a lot, and they're going to try and exploit their physicality and strength.
Over to the Mungret St. Paul's outfit. Obviously Cian O'Brien, captain of the side, a huge loss, but Patrick Begley coming in probably in around centre forward, half forward line. And of course the ever dangerous Paul O'Brien. They're going to look to Paul O'Brien, as they inevitably do, for the majority of their scores.
Absolutely, yeah. Paul O'Brien I think he scored 224 in the 3 championship games so far. That tells its own story. That's a huge scoring tally for one player. But looking outside of that, Brendan Giltinan is Mungret's second top scorer with just 4 points. That's not a great haul. They're going to have to look to get more people on the score sheet from play. But we believe Jimmy Barry Murphy may be tasked with keeping Paul O'Brien quiet, but he may have to be of the ilk of his namesake from Cork if he's to do that, because it's no mean task to keep Paul O'Brien quiet.
We mentioned earlier on in our preview to this game, Glenroe coming up from intermediate. They've really taken like ducks to water to the Premier Intermediate grade. Huge achievement, and of course a lot of their players is something like 12 of their starting 15 playing with Ballylanders and Galtee Gales as well. So there's a huge amount of experience in this team as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're laden with experience. They're, as I said earlier, they're going to want to prove a point to Mungret. They're going to try and drag this into a war of attrition. They'll probably want it to absolutely lash rain for 60 minutes, because they'll probably feel Mungret maybe have the younger, more flashy hurlers, and they're going to want to make this an absolute physical battle. And if they succeed in that, they have every chance of pulling off what is perceived to be an upset. They won't deem it an upset though.
Over to the Mungret St. Paul's side. You mentioned they've been knocking on the door for a fair old while now at this stage. It's a fair to say that it's time they started to deliver.
I think so, yeah. This is the scene of the crime last year with a loss to Blackrock. They were, I think, 9 points up in the semi-final and capitulated. That's all you could really call it. So they're going to prove a point that that they believe they're of senior quality, and they're going to want to prove that today. They're going to want to put Glenroe to bed and book their place in the Premier Intermediate final.
Yeah, we're only a couple of minutes away from throwing. Referee for this afternoon's game is Eamon Stapleton from Doon. Owen, you're going to have to put your colours to the mast now. Who's going to win?
Well, obviously I'm slightly biased, but I do think if Mungret do three things, they'll win. Get Paul O'Brien on the ball. Mungret like to play that short passing game out from the back. They're not afraid to do that. They're confident in it. If that works early, I think they'll get a good stream of ball into the forwards, and they have target men, Michael Mullins and Pa Begley, huge men. If they can get them on the ball, target them, I do think Mungret will have enough to win.
Both sides, as we can see, just looking at them right now, there's a lot of big men on both sides.
Yeah.
Could be a war of attrition.
Absolutely, yeah. Mungret have really filled out. I see Conor Hellwell there. He's walking around like Brock Lesnar in the half back line. They're both huge teams. I think this is both teams are going to get well acquainted in the early exchanges. I think you're going to see skin and hair flying fairly early.
We're going to see the teams just lining up now, taking their positions. Glenroe are going to be playing from left to right as we see it here from the stream. Just looking for early positional changes. We won't see him just quite as yet. But as you mentioned, you're expecting Jimmy Barry Murphy to do a man marking job on Paul O'Brien.
Yeah.
How key is Paul O'Brien to this Mungret side?
Well, if you're to believe the score sheet, he is pretty much everything. But we'll find out fairly soon. But as Shawnee Barry said in the pre-match interview, a lot of players are winning those frees that Paul O'Brien is converting. So it's not just the Paul O'Brien show either.
Yeah, just moments away from throwing here in Bruff for this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final between Glenroe and Mungret St. Paul's. Eamon Stapleton just giving us one last little delay, checking his watch before we get going here. And we're underway here in Bruff, and it's going to be Glenroe who have it straight away. It's Jimmy Barry Murphy looking towards the straight away, immediately onto Paul O'Brien. As Owen Maloney mentioned, just a bit of a scramble here in the early stages. Both sides trying to gain possession. In the end, it is Glenroe that have it. It's their number 13, Owen O'Mahony. O'Mahony plays it up along the wing. There's loads of positional changes from what we see here in the early stages. Mark O'Connell has gone in full forward for Glenroe. His brother Brian has come out to right half forward. Barry O'Grady seems to be picking him up, and it's just Mark O'Connell in the full forward line in the early stages here. Owen Maloney, you'll pick up some more of them in the
absolutely, yeah, that'd be a very interesting battle. Mark O'Connell and Ronan Kirby. Ronan's been a huge addition for Mungret this year. He was away for 4 years, and that'll be a very interesting battle. They're obviously trying to isolate him and use his height.
It's Paul O'Brien in possession straight away from Mungret. Good work though from Patrick McSweeney. Flicks it away from him, and it's Glenroe in possession, looking to deliver it long, and if they have delivered it long and high, looking for Mark O'Connell, but there's no one near Conor Hellwell from a Mungret point of view, and Hellwell delivers it, looks across the middle of the ball. It's a low one in possession now for Brendan Giltinan, plays a low one across. There's space for Paul O'Brien over there, loses his footing though, but O'Brien still wins possession for Mungret, plays the ball back. There's time and space for Giltinan as he launches this one inside to the full forward line. Going for it as Patrick Begley has the chance. Great bit of work there in defence though from Glenroe, but it's still Mungret in possession. Shooting chance maybe developing here. Michael Mullins has it. Is Michael Mullins fouled? The referee says no. Mungret appealing. The ball could have been thrown to Liam Harrington with the first shot of the game here from Mungret St. Paul's. Excellent score from Liam Harrington on. We've had a fast and furious start.
Absolutely, I just seen Brendan Giltinan is out as a kind of a de facto third midfielder, and they've moved Pa Begley and Michael Mullins inside, so they're basically going to try and utilise their height very early. But great score from Liam Harrington.
Great start from Mungret St. Paul's here in the early stage. Long puck out from Ian O'Sullivan. It's won back there by Mungret's Liam Harrington, the aforementioned Harrington. It's Giltinan, low one in from Giltinan. Possession here again for Mungret. Their number 4, Owen Mulcahy, who, as we mentioned in the early stages of this game, is playing in the half forward line. It's cleared along by Stephen Walsh for Glenroe. Out to the ball first there is their number 15, that's Owen Walsh. Walsh gets a flick into Brian O'Connell, but it's not going to go initially to a Glenroe hand, and it's Brian Barry in possession, gets the pass away. It wasn't going to its intended target, but Mungret should come out with it, and it's flicked inside here. Plenty of time here for Owen O'Doherty. O'Doherty delivers it, switches play, looking inside to Michael Mullins and Begley. Mullins gets the hurley to it, and now it's Pat Begley. Begley coming inside, coming onto his left hand side, loses footing on the hop, he gets the hand pass away, and Mungret putting the ball around. Chance now for Brendan Giltinan. Is that Mungret's second point? It's gone to the right and wide, but very early on in this game, Owen Maloney, Mungret spraying the ball around.
Absolutely, they're kind of crowding the midfield, getting on ball often and out. I've seen Paul O'Brien is in a Roman role, kind of coming out around half forward midfield as well, so they're trying to get bodies in the centre, and it's working so far.
Long puck up by Ian O'Sullivan. Again it's won by Mungret, but now Glenroe with Donald Kelly in possession. Kelly on the run here, has advantage, he's won a free, and Glenroe needed that.
Yeah, big time, that'll settle him down now. Mark will probably come out, slot that. He's on the way out there, and that'll settle them down just what they needed.
5 or 6 metres, maybe a bit more from the Mungret 65 metre line. Of course, Mark O'Connell, huge in Glenroe's intermediate hurling championship victory last season. Stunning performance against Newcastle West in that final, scored plenty of frees from a lot further distance from this one. It's one he'll expect as well. We mentioned the rain in our pre-game speaking. You know, the rain has eased. The conditions are fairly okay now.
Yeah, they're okay now. It's a slight breeze, and it is in favour of Mungret. It's kind of blown from one corner to the other, but it is favouring Mungret. But Mark, no mistake from Mark there, and yeah, I think Mungret will probably need to take a slight bit of a lead in, because there is probably a 2 or 3 point breeze there.
Easy as you like from Mark O'Connell as that puck comes down from Conor O'Brien. Battling there. It's going to be Jimmy Barry Murphy who picks it up. Gets the ball inside to Stephen Walsh, the vastly experienced former Limerick inter-county back, and Walsh flicks it. That's all it was a flick. That's it, Kieran Kelly. Kieran Kelly on the run now against Brian Barry. Gets the ball inside to Sean Clancy. Clancy has it in his hand. Dangerous man when he's on the run. Gets the hand pass away. And maybe a chance now for Owen O'Mahony. Good work from O'Mahony on the run. Coming back in towards the middle. Good pressure though from the Mungret defence. And it's Michael Mullins all the way back there that picks up the loose ball. Comes to Conor Flahav, and Flahav launches this one down. There's going to be a Glenroe man to it first. That man was Stephen Fox. Loses possession on. It's Mungret now with Brendan Giltinan. Brilliant work though back there. Gets the ball out for a sideline cut. Good flick. A good defence from Glenroe. But Stephen Fox should have won that ball first.
Definitely, I'm just seeing here Pat Begley is isolated completely on his own. He was the only Mungret player in the attacking 45, and we're seeing Brian Barry kind of operate as a sweeper role as Mungret are bringing players back. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, Stephen Fox should have won that ball.
5 minutes on the clock here in Bruff. It's 1 point apiece in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling semi-final, of course, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV in association with the Kirby Group. It's Paul O'Brien with the sideline. It's looking towards Begley. Begley will do well to keep this in. It's exactly what he's done though. Begley now hoping to win possession, gets it in hand, but that's the second time he's slipped. Patrick Begley's done well to hold on to it though. Begley on the run along the end lines. Patrick Begley. It's 1-0 back there by Glenroe. Just
Owen Gallagher.
Yeah, it's Owen Gallagher back there, but still working to win this. Mungret, and they have come away with it. Have this build just developing into a ruck down near the end line here. Neither side able to win possession
probably
of
time
it.
for the ref to throw it in, I'd say now.
Yeah, both sides battling. Has it got out over the sideline? Still hasn't. And Glenroe have it, and it's Stephen Walsh who launches it clear straight down the middle. Heading towards it is Kieran Kelly. It's easily defended though by Mungret. Possession isn't won though. Jimmy Barry Murphy tigerishly in there from a Glenroe point of view, but it's Mungret who played, and it's Rory Duff plays it across the middle of the field, and it's Glenroe pick it up though. This time Stephen Fox has it in his hand. In fact, it's Owen O'Mahony with it. Gets the hand pass away. Tigerish work though from Mungret, trying to win possession off Glenroe, but it's won by Darren McCarthy in a free, and the hits are coming in from Mungret, but Glenroe are managing it so far.
Big time. Both sides are hunting in packs. No one has a minute on the ball. I think as well that bit of rain has just kind of made the surface slippy on top of a hard ground. So you're going to see that could play a part if either the full back line or if someone slips, it could easily lead to a very costly mistake.
Yeah, very, very tricky conditions here in Bruff. It's going to be a sideline ball here that Mark O'Connell has come out to take. He's left it off for his brother Brian, and Brian now has it. Brian's even going to leave it off now. And it's Darren McCarthy who's going to come up from midfield to take this one for Glenroe. Of course, 1 point apiece in the early stage. Very, very tight contest. Maybe Mungret just shading it, but ball comes in straight across. It's a good ball. Chance here now for Kieran Kelly, but was unable to get to the ball first, and Mungret come away with it. It's great work from Brian Barry, powering down over on that far side, unable to touch him there as Walsh. Good work again from Brian Barry. That's a tough one to take. He goes for the shot, and an excellent score from Brian Barry. You're not going to see too many better scores than that this evening. And that's a huge one for Mungret.
Inspirational. It reminds me of a score Austin Gleeson got about a week ago. Absolutely huge. Surged out with the ball, knew he had a free shot to nothing, and slotted it from about 60 yards out. Unbelievable score.
Stunning score from Brian Barry as Ian O'Sullivan restarts here. It's going to bounce to a Glenroe man. That man was Sean Clancy, but Mungret are back to their numbers. Clancy gets a flick to it though, There's a chance now for their number 15. That's Owen Walsh. Walsh turns back inside, looking backwards, gives it to Owen O'Mahony. Owen O'Mahony on the run. This could spell a bit of danger for Mungret. Owen O'Mahony, so talented with the ball in hand, but Mungret are back there again in numbers as Conor Helliwell, and Helliwell gets it clear. There's plenty back there from a Glenroe point of view. David McCarthy, brilliant block from Paul O'Brien. O'Brien has it now. He's going to switch on to his left hand side. He's got options available. He's going to go high and he's going to go long. It's going to drop inside around the 14-metre line. There's been a foul according to referee Eamon Stalen, pushing it back by Brendan Giltinan and the defender, and a soft one from Brendan to give away.
Yeah, very soft considering they had Glenroe under pressure there, and it was kind of just a silly one from Brendan to give away, and he's moved it forward now as well for descent.
Yeah, a bit of mountain from the Mungret forwards there, and Stephen Walsh gets ready to take this one. Good delivery from Stephen Walsh. It's straight down, looking for Mark O'Connell. O'Connell flicks it down. It's his brother Brian that's in her, but again Mungret are picking up all the loose ball, and it's played low down in front of us to Brendan Giltinan. Stephen Fox is there with him, but Giltinan gets the hand pass away. Harrington, he's already got one. Brilliant block down though by the midfielders. Great work from Donald Kelly. Kelly does well, but good ball across from Harrington. There's time and space for Brendan Giltinan, and that's another stunning score from Mungret, straight over the red spot in Bruff here. 3 points to 1.
That was a brilliant pass from Harrington. He was under severe pressure, but he was cool and he picked out Giltinan, and that was a great score.
And just interesting from that's a poor pucker from Ian O'Sullivan. May get away with it though, as Darren McCarthy is there for Glenroe, but Jimmy Barry Murphy nearly picks up loose. So great work there from Owen Mulcahy from Mungret's point of view, but Glenroe eventually come away with possession. Stephen Walsh that has it again under severe pressure, and Mungret are hunting it back. Good work there again in the corner from Mungret, picking up all the loose ball at the moment, and Conor Helliwell on the run. Helliwell delivers this one. Stephen Walsh is alert. Good work from him though. He's got time and space to try and pick someone out, and it's in towards Brian O'Connell for Glenroe. O'Connell slips as he goes towards it. Good work again from Barry O'Grady in defence. Brian O'Connell is working very hard though, but Mungret and Liam Harrington is fouled. Needless enough one from Brian O'Connell, and Eamon Stapleton is going to have a quick word with the Glenroe number 14. Just a flick across, and we could see the first card.
Bit of a dirty stroke. Needless, not anything too malicious, but clear as day in front of the referee, an easy free. And I think it's interesting. Mungret are intent on giving their full forward line space, but at the same time, if they're picking the ball up around the midfield, they have two options. They can go along to their forwards that have space, or they can pop it over because they have the wind at their back. So they kind of have a dual option, and we're seeing it so far.
It's going to be Brian Barry lining this one up. Long range effort from Brian. It's going to drop around the 21-metre line. Number of players up for it. Pat Begley was one of them from Mungret's point of view. Ball bobbling around at 21 now, but it's Glenroe that Donald Kelly comes out with it. Tigerish work from Kelly in defence, picks up the loose ball, wins the free. But that Glenroe backline, mainly their full backline, under severe pressure in the early stages here.
They are, but they've coped well so far, to be fair. They've won 2 frees there in the last couple of minutes, and they've cleared the ball as well, so they're not doing too badly.
Stephen Walsh with this long delivery from the free, but Mungret are there again. Brian O'Connell trying to win it for Glenroe, but he's matched there by Conor Flahav. Ball loose one. Brian just hoofs it up into the air with the boot. There's one back there by Owen O'Doherty. Gets the hand pass away. Glenroe sideline right next to us here in Bruff, appealing for a throw. Doesn't matter either way because neither side able to win possession until Darren McCarthy wins it, picks up the loose ball, gets the flick away. Chance here now for Brian O'Connell in space. He's got options with him, but Brian O'Connell on the run. Shooting chance for Brian O'Connell. Is that a second point for Glenroe? It certainly is. He shrugged off his marker, Barry O'Grady. A fine score from Brian on that occasion.
Definitely a great work from Darren McCarthy to pick Mungret's pocket, and it was in a very intelligent pass. Saw there was a free man on the wing, and it was a great score. That'll be a big lift for Glenroe.
3 points to 2 in favour of Mungret St. Paul's here just as we head towards the first water break. Trying to win it over there is Niall Mulcahy. Niall Mulcahy has picked it off the ground, has he not? He's not. He's been fouled. Foul on Niall Mulcahy and Paul O'Brien on, even though it's a very, very difficult angle. His first chance of the game. It is, yeah, just on the sideline at the 65, but he'll back himself to slot this player of his quality. Yeah, it's probably 70 or so metres with the angle as well. It's a tricky angle for a left-sided player. And the breeze is kind of coming from right to left, so he'll be aiming outside that post. Ace marksman for the Mungret St. Paul's side as Paul O'Brien struck it well. He struck it very well, but that's tailing. It's tailing to the right and wide. A difficult one to start off. I think he accounted for the breeze too much. He started it outside the right hand post and it just didn't come back as much as he had bargained for. 3 points to 2. Mungret lead here after nearly 12 and a half minutes. Very, very tight contest in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final clash in Bruff. It's Darren McCarthy picking up another loose ball, looking to deliver down there. And it's Kieran Kelly. Kelly's got a runner. That runner is
Sean Clancy.
It's Sean Clancy. Clancy on the run. Now goal chance. Gets the ball away to Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh pulls. It's stopped on the line. Brilliant effort from Barry O'Grady. It's fallen to Brian O'Connell. Goal chance. And he buries it. Goal for Glenroe. Barry O'Grady did brilliantly initially for Mungret to stop the shot from Owen Walsh, but they were there in numbers and a brilliant finish.
Very, very good finish. Very good finish. Very well worked in, and as you said, a miraculous kind of block from Barry O'Grady, but it was Glenroe had rushed in fairness, and it was a great finish from close range.
Huge score in this context of this game. It's Glenroe now into a 2-point lead. Good running there done. A chance for Mungret. Rory Duff takes the pass after delivering it initially. Fine response from Mungret. Excellent score from Rory Duff. He set the pass up initially, then he took the return and popped it over the bar. Just what they needed.
Absolutely what they needed. That was a real silky, stylish score that shows that the goal hasn't rocked them.
No, it hasn't. There's a sharp puck out here for Glenroe, and Stephen Fox gets it across to Stephen Walsh. Good work from Stephen Walsh, showing all his experience with that one. Delivers it long towards Brian O'Connell. 50-50 ball for Brian O'Connell. A pull across Barry O'Grady yet again, and Brian O'Connell, he'd just been ticked 2 minutes ago. He's going to get a card now.
Yeah, 100%.
He scored 1-1. He's very involved in the game. He's got to watch himself from now on.
That was definitely of the dirtier variety than the first one was, and he's definitely going to get a yellow card here. And as you said, that's it from now on. For the next 48 minutes, he's going to have to be looking over his shoulder, because one more and he will go.
Yeah, he's a key player to this Glenroe side, as we've already seen. A goal and a point in the space of a couple of minutes for Brian and Morris O'Brien, Mayor Forna, on this Glenroe side. Of course, huge experience in his career with Limerick and Dublin at inter-county level, and of course with Limerick over the years on the field as well. Coach, of course, to this Glenroe side in their intermediate hurling championship victory last year. It's going to be Brian Barry. Barry O'Grady is okay. Brian Barry to take this free for Mungret St. Paul's and be looking to deliver this as long as he can. Decides instead to go for the run of Paul O'Brien. Jimmy Barry Murphy is chasing O'Brien. O'Brien will do well to keep this one in play. He's done okay initially, but the flick only puts it over the sideline. It's going to be a sideline ball for Glenroe, and Jimmy Barry Murphy actually seems to have picked up a knock over on that far side. He'd be a huge loss to this team.
Yeah, there was no contact there. That looked like something just went. So hopefully, from a Glenroe perspective, it is just something small. But the helmet is off, and just interesting to see. You know, he's putting it back on. I'd say he's okay. Just interesting there that Mungret went short with that free. Obviously, they spotted the run of Paul O'Brien, but if you've two men that are over 6'5" on the edge of the square, you think they might be trying to hit them and cause a bit of trouble around the edge of the square.
Just trying to mix it up. That's a huge sideline cut from Stephen Walsh here. Dropping though for a man. It's a push in the back though, and we're going to have a free for Glenroe. Eamon Stapleton has spotted something. Didn't really see it myself.
No, there was not much in that. I think he is kind of blown out for a few kind of half kind of fouls, and he's just setting out his stall that if he perceives you to be even a slight bit foul of the law, he's going to penalise you for it.
Yes, Mark O'Connell now from all of just about 50 metres or so. Chance to put Glenroe into a 2-point lead again. They currently lead 1-2 to 4 points here in Bruff. O'Connell, one free to his name so far. Dead in front of Conor O'Brien's goals. It should be a regulation one for a free taker of his abilities. In no rush to take this whatsoever. Mark O'Connell going through his routine. Strikes it low, but strikes it to over the bar. Indeed it is. Another point from Mark O'Connell alone. He'll put them over all day long.
Absolutely, and I think just as the water break comes here, just as the water break arrives here, I think Glenroe have succeeded in doing what they wanted to do. They got an early goal, I think, and it's a very, very tight game as well, so they're kind of dragging this into a war of attrition type game that they're going to want. So I think it is obviously advantage Glenroe after 15 minutes.
Mungret a couple of points down now. They had a good start, a couple of points early on, taking their scores very well, playing the ball around. That goal has hit them hard though. Even though Rory Duff's point did bring him back into it straight away, they need more from what they're getting in the forwards. A lot of ball is going into that full forward line, not much coming out of it.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, this isn't going to be a high scoring game, and that goal could end up having a huge factor in the game. I think it's very interesting. I think it's 4 balls have gone into Mungret full forward line, haven't scored, 2 frees won and 2 balls cleared, so they haven't got any joy yet. But when you have men that size, and we know a man of Pa Begley's quality, one opportunity is all it takes, and it could lead to a goal. So Mungret, I'd say, will keep persevering. And just on the conditions, I think the wind has actually died down since the game has started, so Mungret's perceived advantage has actually been nullified now. So again, that'll be interesting to factor in and see if what happens with that in the second half.
With Glenroe's advantage, they've been starved, or forward line's been starved of possession at times. They've been starved of possession at times here, but they've done brilliantly with some of the possession they've got. Obviously, as the first quarter went on, Brian O'Connell popping up at 1-1. Owen Walsh Collins in a bit of danger, nearly got the goal himself outside of Barry O'Grady's unbelievable stop initially. But the Mungret full backline, half backline have dominated for large periods, but yes, they find themselves behind.
They did. They kind of congested that area at the start, and it worked for them. They were clearing ball after ball and supplying their forwards, but Glenroe have kind of come to terms with that now, and they've managed a way around it. We saw a very intelligent ball from Darren McCarthy out to a free man, and that led to a point. So I think Glenroe have come to terms with the sweeper that Mungret are playing, and they look for a way around that, and we'll see now in the next 15 minutes how that kind of pans out. We have noticed in a lot of club games though that the water break kind of stems the team's momentum, so Mungret could come out rejuvenated now in the second quarter, and that unfolds.
Conor O'Brien with the puck out for Mungret, of course trailing 1-3 to 4 points against this Glenroe side. Long ball down inside. It's Mungret that have the shot, comes in. Their number 14 Michael Mullins puts one between the sides. In fact, it was Owen Mulcahy that got that one.
We're number 4.
Number 4, of course, playing in the half forward line, and a fine score for Mungret after the break.
Yeah, just as we were talking about it, Mungret will look to kind of kickstart a bit of momentum now, and they have done just that.
Long ball right in front of us from Ian O'Sullivan. Mark O'Connell trying to win it. It's Donald Kelly right in front of us here. Sean Clancy trying to win it, but good work again from Owen Mulcahy from Mungret's point of view. Gets the hand pass away to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien has options, plays it straight across to Owen O'Doherty, or Doherty with the low one in. In fact, that's Michael Mullins with the pass. And it's Niall Mulcahy now looking to win it from Mungret. Gets it up and met by two fierce challenges from Glenroe. Needs help from Pat Begley. It doesn't arrive. And it's picked up back there by Stephen Fox. And Stephen Fox clears it across. It was Darren McCarthy indeed who got it. Now it's Kieran Kelly. Kieran Kelly about to take on his man. Flicks it inside instead, looking for the dangerous Brian O'Connell. If O'Connell gets the ball in his hand, he's a hard man to stop. It's exactly what he's done. And brilliant work from Brian O'Connell. He's the same in Gaelic football, only he's a difficult man to dispossess when he gets possession. He's shown it again now.
Yeah, he's given Barry O'Grady a serious challenge in there now. We won another free, and it is kind of Glenroe are on top at the minute. They really have the momentum.
Another chance for Mark O'Connell. He's hit 2 regulation enough ones so far in this game. This one though is far from regulation as we hit the 20-minute mark. He's a couple of metres inside from the touchline.
Very acute angle. We have seen Glenroe are targeting him often with the puck out, and they've won the break so far in the last 2, so that has been a big advantage for them.
1 point lead again, trying to restore their 2 point lead after Brian O'Connell's goal. It's Mark O'Connell with this chance now. Fine strike from Mark O'Connell, and looks good from our angle here in commentary box, and the umpire goes for the flag, and he shows yet again on if you give Mark O'Connell chances from place balls, he's going to score them.
Absolutely. So just as we mentioned with Paul O'Brien and Mungret, Mark O'Connell is equally a very accurate free taker, and we've seen it so far.
Long puck out goes over the initial target of Brendan Giltinan, and yet again it's Stephen Walsh coming out with possession for Glenroe. He's having a masterful game so far here as Barry O'Grady wins this battle against Brian O'Connell, but it's still Glenroe looking to win possession again, but it's good work from Brian Barry for Mungret. But Glenroe fighting for like their lives dependent on for every ball, and really putting Mungret under pressure now, but it's delivered long, and now there's chance for Owen Mulcahy. He's already got 1 point a couple of minutes ago. Mulcahy goes high with this one. It's a good effort from Mulcahy, and that's an excellent score. Brilliant work from Owen Mulcahy from the far sideline, and he's shown already if he gets the ball in his hand with a chance at goal, he's going to pop him over.
Absolutely, yeah. We were just saying about how kind of Stephen Walsh and the Glenroe backline in general were on top, but that's a great response there from Mungret.
Glenroe 1-4 to 6 points up, and Mark O'Connell has finally got this one, gets the shot away. It's going to drop short for Conor O'Brien. O'Brien deals with that very comfortably. Low ball to Brian Barry. Barry has time and space to pick his man out. He's opted to look for Brendan Giltinan, but Stephen Fox is favourite to win this one, and Hot Fox gets the catch, but hand pass isn't great. But again, he's there is Stephen Walsh. He's initially blocked by Giltinan, but Walsh comes out with it again. Brilliant ball now to Darren McCarthy. McCarthy under immediate pressure though from the Mungret midfield, and it's Owen Mulcahy that has it. Mulcahy is blown up for steps. Bit of a harsh one there. He'd flicked it, maybe aim a statement.
Yeah, I think he flicked it with his back to the ref and he didn't see it, and the Glenroe line roared and they got their way.
got their free indeed. Good work from the Glenroe sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're playing their part.
On that occasion, Mark O'Connell has another chance just outside the Mungret St. Paul's 65, 2 or 3 metres or so, and a chance to put Glenroe into 1-5 to 6 points lead. Again, restore their 2-point advantage. Fine strike from Mark O'Connell, and that's another one over the bar. It's 4 from 4 for Mark O'Connell alone. We mentioned Paul O'Brien in the outset of this game as a free taker of extreme talent, but it's Mark O'Connell winning that battle.
Absolutely, he's just shown if you give him anything within 80 metres, it's going to be a score.
And he's going to have an immediate chance to make it 5 frees from 5 as Jimmy Barry Murphy wins the bouncing ball from the puck, and it's O'Connell from pretty much similar angle, but from the far side in this occasion, even closer at goal, just inside the Mungret St. Paul's 65. And from what we've seen so far, O'Maloney, he's going to put this one over too.
Yeah, you could nearly bank on that. He literally struck the ball and just jogged across the field and had another free. So
yeah, big chance.
His eye is in.
Yeah, big chance for Mark O'Connell to extend Glenroe's lead to 3 points. They currently leave 1-5 to 6 points in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final here on Limerick GA TV. Of course, brought to you in association with the Kirby Group. It's O'Connell trying to extend Glenroe's lead as we head up to the 24th minute, just over the 24-minute mark here in Bruff. It's another fine strike from Mark O'Connell, and Glenroe are really punishing Mungret from place balls in the last 10 minutes or so. 1-5 to 6 points, 1-6 to 6 points it is now. 3-point lead as Conor O'Brien goes short again over to that far side to Conor Helliwell. Helliwell on the run, he's won the free. Much needed respite for Mungret.
Absolutely. I think we've seen now that Eamon Stapleton is going to blow for nearly everything, which is a bit aggro here in the middle of the field, but we've seen that Eamon Stapleton is going to blow for everything. But Glenroe are fouling intelligently. They're fouling 100 yards from their own goal, whereas Mungret are doing it 50 and 60, and that is where they're being punished.
Yeah, a bit of aggro there, as Owen Maloney mentioned. That was even started before Mark O'Connell even hit that last free. Michael Mullins involved. Not sure who the Glenroe player was with him. Jimmy Barry Murphy and Paul O'Brien getting a bit of a get to know you as well. No surprise to see that. He's following Paul O'Brien to take the sideline cut again. Jimmy Barry Murphy showing all the experience in the world and getting plenty of abuse over on that far side. By the looks of it too, it won't bother him in the slightest. It'll probably get his dander up a bit more if that's even possible. As Paul O'Brien comes to take this one, he's hardly having a look at this. It is a free all the same. It's a long way out for Paul O'Brien to be coming back to take.
This is going to hit the square. This is going to be Mullins and Begley will be looking to latch onto this, you'd imagine.
So O'Brien with a fine strike. It certainly has the distance. Does it have the accuracy? Drops it around the edge of the square. Chance for Mungret. It's flicked away though. Dangerous ball in indeed it was from Paul O'Brien, and it's gone out for a 65. Another chance for Paul O'Brien from the 65, but O'Maloney, that really spelled danger from Glenroe. They got away with it.
They did get away with it. On first glance, like yourself, I thought it actually had the legs. It was a monster of a strike, but it landed in the danger area, and they did get away with it. And Jimmy Barry Murphy looks like he's thoroughly enjoying himself here. He's trolling Paul O'Brien every single minute he gets, and
every chance he gets. There's a word in the ear of Paul O'Brien. He's running over with him to take sideline cuts. He's running with him when Paul O'Brien takes frees. I think he might even run over with him at half time the way things are going.
You can tell from 40 yards away he's wearing a helmet, and you can still see his smile beaming through it.
And he's still chatting away to Paul O'Brien as he lines up this free. And the linesman saying that the linesman's getting involved here, saying it should be inside the line. If it's anything, Glenroe's sideline definitely having an influence at times in this game. No question about that. They're still roaring at Paul O'Brien.
Psychological warfare has been waged.
And the only way Paul O'Brien can answer this kind of chat is by popping the ball over the bar. He's got that chance now from all of 65 metres. Straight over the middle from Paul O'Brien. You can clearly see from the Mungret sideline over there, they're delighted with that one. We have a 2-point game again.
Yeah, that felt like a big moment. That was a real kind of confidence move from Paul.
Mark O'Connell goes up to it, but it's won by Mungret man. One-handed to go in though, but it's going to be Liam Harrington. Has it under severe pressure, gets the pass away to Conor Helliwell. Helliwell switches it towards Michael Mullins. Dave McCarthy tried to swing, didn't get to it. Mullins got the flick, and now it's Niall Mulcahy for Mungret St. Paul's. Mulcahy turns back on, gets the after burners on, gets the shot on goal. Brilliant score from Niall Mulcahy and Owen Mungret have really popped up again.
Absolutely huge roar there from the Mungret contingent. They must have the biggest extended panel in the history of the GAA. There's about 100 of them over there in the stand in Bruff. God only knows how they got the tickets.
1 point game again as Maloney exaggerates the Mungret sideline. Long one towards Mark O'Connell yet again from Ian O'Sullivan. Brilliant work from Brian O'Barry, but O'Connell wins it anyway and gets the flick inside, looking for Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh inside and Kieran Kelly. It was Kelly that got to it first, but it's Mungret to come away with possession initially until it's flicked back towards Mark O'Connell again. Mark O'Connell or Donald Kelly. It's Donald Kelly that has it for Glenroe. Low one from Kelly. There's a man in space. That man is Kieran Kelly. He had more time than he realised, but the shot goes over a bar anyway. He didn't even need to have a look on that one, and Glenroe popped back with another fine score.
Yeah,
excellent work.
Lovely score, and that was a great response to Paul O'Brien's free there, and I think he didn't really connect as you wished. Thought it was gone wide, but it snuck over.
It's Rory Duff on the run now for Mungret St. Paul's. Gets the hand pass away. He's got Michael Mullins in time and space for Michael Mullins. Gets a low one. It's a dangerous one. Flick on it. And Ian O'Sullivan gets away with that one. The flick was from the fullback, Patrick McSweeney. Looked like he got it blocked. It was an awkward one for O'Sullivan, especially with a wet ball. He got a flick to it. It could have been a lot worse. It's O'Brien that has the chance from the 65 though.
Fortune shunning him there. That just trickled wide. It is, the conditions are greasy. We'll allow him just that one, but that would have been a disaster for Glenroe to give that one away if it had trickled into the net.
Yeah, tough conditions. Very, very greasy surface here. We had a downpour of rain just before throwing. Certainly soaked us in the commentary area here in Bruff, as O'Brien has the chance now to put one between the sides yet again as we come up to half time. In the 30th minute now is O'Brien. Another fine strike from Paul O'Brien. It's another accurate one too. We've a 1 point game on Maloney, and Mungret have done very, very well to claw this lead back.
Absolutely, after conceding a goal and all of Glenroe's dominance kind of in the middle third for the last 10 or 15 minutes, they're still knocking on the door. 7 to 9 points in favour of Glenroe, of course. Brian O'Connell coming up with that goal as Michael Mullins tries to win this one, but it's won brilliantly by Rory Duff and it's delivered in quickly. There was a slip from Patrick Begley though, and Patrick McSweeney will be there in time and space for Glenroe. Plays it low, plays it smart to Stephen Walsh, and Walsh launches it straight down towards Owen Walsh. He's been fouled according to the referee. Bit of a 50-50 one there, and it's going to be another free in for Glenroe, and Mark O'Connell trying to make it 6 from 6. And as we see here, we're getting score from the other semi-final, of course, in Kilmallock between Kildimo, Palace Kenry and Bruff, and it's Kildimo, Palace Kenry miles ahead at the same stage. 112 to 4 points they lead Bruff, and it's on. Kildimo, Palace Kenry have hit form there, certainly. Absolutely, that's a huge score to have. To start at the same time as this, so it's not even half time there yet, or just half time if it is, and 112 is that's a huge lead, and that'll be very hard for Bruff to reel in.
It really will, as Mark O'Connell looks to make it 6 from 6. He scored 6 points of Glenroe's 7. 5 of their 7, I should say.
I thought trying to make it 6. A free of the softer variety, I thought, but
I didn't see too much in that. It's straight over the bar from Mark O'Connell, no mistake. Looked to be a bit of a soft one there, as the foul came from Conor Flahive on Owen Walsh, but either way, it's Glenroe back into a 2 point lead as Conor O'Brien launches this one straight down the middle. Stephen Walsh is there, does the simple things as always. As Owen O'Mahony now picks up possession after that flick. He gets a flick across to David McCarthy, of course, well capable of launching that one over the bar. Has it gone over? It hasn't. It's gone to the right and wide. McCarthy is looking at the referee with a bit of incredulous look, I should say, but the umpire's giving it wide, and that's the way it's going to be. Long puck out again from Conor O'Brien. Battle for it over on that far side. Giltinan does well to try and keep it in play, unable to do so. And a Glenroe sideline cut. But that's one thing David McCarthy, of course, more accustomed with his left hand side. But if he picks up a ball 80-90 yards out, he can score it.
Oh, absolutely. He was convinced it was over. I don't think Eamon Stamatelin was going to hear any of his argument. But I think it's interesting that, barring really the two Mulcahy's, when it goes in from Mungret, it's not really sticking. It's coming out as quick as it goes in. We saw Stephen Walsh there basically bat a puck out uncontested, so Mungret are going to have to get on the ball more in the half forward line.
Yeah, it's Brian O'Connell trying to wing it over on that far side, but it's Brian Barry that comes with it for Mungret. Lovely ball to Brendan Giltinan. Giltinan switches play, but for about the 10th time in this half, we mentioned that Stephen Walsh picks up the pieces and Jimmy Barry Murphy tidies up more into Kieran Kelly. Lovely hand pass from Kieran Kelly, and on the run now are Mungret with Darren McCarthy. McCarthy has a good work from Mungret and Liam Harrington. He still gets the pass away, A judge to have fouled those, Liam Harrington. The hurley was over the shoulder. You can't do it, O'Maloney. It's going to be a free all day long.
It was, as a literal law, it was a free. Again, though, Stephen Walsh completely on his own. I know Brendan Gilton was trying to feed the full forward line, but Walsh on his own, that's bread and butter for someone of his quality who played for Limerick for so long. Like that's just, if you do that, you're only going to have one result, and it's not going to be a favourable one for Mungret.
It's a favourable one for Glenroe as Mark O'Connell lines up his 7th free of the half. He scored 6 out of 6 so far. Unerring accuracy from the Glenroe free taker in the opening half here. We're coming surely to the end of the half. Played nearly 3 minutes of added time. Of course, you have to take in the water break with that. As O'Connell strikes, and O'Connell puts it over the bar again. 1-9 to 9 points here in Bruff in favour of Glenroe. Funnily enough, the breeze has picked up again, but the breeze now looking to be in Glenroe's favour. Maybe more across the field than anything else. As the puck out is won by Glenroe again. Fine puck, fine cut from Patrick McSweeney. Good work. Thunderous defence again from Glenroe, and it has to be said, they're picking up everything loose.
Yeah, it's in around their own half backline. They've been utterly dominant. Michael Mullins has come out. I think in the second half you might see Patrick Begley coming out now, because they have to win the battle in the half forward line there, because they got it back to 1 point and now it's been pushed out to 3 again. They're going to be chasing in the second half, and I just don't see how you can leave Patrick Begley on the edge of the square. They're going to have to target him.
Yeah, it's Paul O'Brien lining this one up just around bang on midfield over on that far side. It's a fine strike from O'Brien's looking to drop it around Michael Mullins. Mullins gets a hand to it. It's half time according to referee Eamon Stable. He's blown up. Half time. It's Glenroe leading 1-9 to 9 points here in Bruff. You've mentioned it all. We'll expand on that point now. Mungret St. Paul's need to do something. They need to do it very fast, and Patrick Begley is one player that they need to come to the fore.
Absolutely, they need his influence, and they kind of haven't had it yet in the first half. They might on the half forward line. I know he often operates at half forward, so I think they're going to have to try and target him with pockets and just win possession and get on top in that half. But get on top of Glenroe's half back line. Stephen Walsh has been dominant there. Like we've seen it now. In fairness, we've seen him win 2 uncontested balls there just before half time. Look, that's kind of a form of suicide if you're doing that, because he's just going to supply their forwards, and their forwards have been on top there. We've seen it. His name escapes me. He's marking Barry O'Grady. Brian O'Connell. Sorry, yeah, he has been brilliant, and if they keep feeding the likes of him, it's going to be a long day for Mungret.
From Glenroe's point of view, it's going to have to be more of the same.
Absolutely, yeah. Just keep feeding their forwards, keep winning that battle. Mungret's forwards, bar Owen and Niall Mulcahy, have had no real joy from play, and they'll look to keep it that way. And their backs, their full back line has been tigerish. They're really battling for everything. They're hunting in packs, and if they keep doing that, then I don't think they'll have much to fear. But Mungret are going to have to stop giving away soft frees as well, because we've seen Mark O'Connell, he's metronomic. Like, he's just not going to miss from anywhere within 90 or 100 yards. So just going to have to be more disciplined. Like, they can't just it's silly frees as we saw hurling over the back and pull at a jersey when there's no need, things like that. If that keeps going, then he's just going to keep ticking away on the scoreboard, and it's going to become increasingly hard for their opponents to reel them back in.
It's Glenroe that hold all the cards at the moment at half time in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Clash, semi-final clash. Of course, leading 1-9 to 9 points at half time. Join us for the second half shortly. Welcome back to Bruff for the second half of this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final between Glenroe and Mungret St. Paul's. It's, of course, it's Glenroe leading by 1-9 to 9 points here, joined by Owen Maloney in commentary. Owen, it's Glenroe will be absolutely delighted with the position they're in. You know, they've done everything they needed to do that we discussed before the throw-in. They've frustrated Mungret for large parts of this game, and as we mentioned at half time, they'll expect for more of the same. We've become aware of Pat Begley has a slight hamstring injury that's causing him issues.
Yeah,
he's staying in and around the square now for the start of the second half. It'll be interesting to see how long he lasts, but Mungret need to really wake up and get things going.
I think that's key. I think he would have been brought out to half forward if he hadn't been suffering with that niggle, but alas he is. Let's have to see how that goes. I think Jimmy Barry Murphy will be the happiest man in Limerick at the minute, and he'll look to continue that stretch in the second half. Yeah. He's done a great job on Paul O'Brien so far.
As Eamon Stapleton gets us back underway, it's Mungret immediately with it, but a great block there from Darren McCarthy. Another great block from Owen O'Doherty, and it's Rory Duff in possession. Tries to get it outside to Owen Mulcahy, and Owen Mulcahy's been fouled. Needless foul from Glenroe's point of view.
It is, but another soft one I feel. He's kind of blown for everything, and it's for both sides. Like, I think that one, maybe it's, I don't know, for me that was soft. It was a bit
50-50 one for me as well, as Paul O'Brien's going to line this one up from the 65 metre line. There's only one free missed in that first half. Paul O'Brien hasn't had a huge amount of opportunities, scored a couple of 65s and one long range one as well, but this one is more regulation for O'Brien and put Mungret within 2 points of Glenroe. That's straight over the red spot here on the goals at the dressing room end here in Bruff, and we've a 2-point game.
Absolutely, I think if Mungret can build a bit of momentum in this third quarter, they'll come forward into the game again, but it'll be just a case of Glenroe will continue to try and stem their momentum and hit their big men in the half forward line again. Long
one again from Ian O'Sullivan. There's a pull there. Again, another soft enough one, it has to be said there. The pull was from the Mungret fullback, Kirby, Ronan Kirby, and there wasn't much in that on, but either way,
ball was there. Like it's just this'll end up being a free taking competition if it just keeps going like this, to be honest.
And of that at the moment, it's Mark O'Connell that scored 7 from 7 in that first half. Odds on to make it 8 from 8 from this angle too. Should be a fairly regulation one for him, being unerring from place balls in this game so far.
Yeah.
Chance now for O'Connell to put Glenroe back into a 3-point lead. Of course, Brian O'Connell with that first half goal that will separate them if he puts it over, and that's exactly what Mark O'Connell has done. What do you do about that on? You just have to stop giving away the frees, really?
Yeah, but I suppose it's very hard to stop giving away frees that are very marginal calls.
Slips from Patrick Begley and Patrick McSweeney, and it should be Stephen Walsh yet again winning the loose ball and clearing it easily, but Conor Helliwell is there for Mungret St. Paul's on this occasion. Plays it across the middle to Barry O'Grady, and he's got Brian Barry of course, who got a stunning point in that first half. Liam Harrington then delivers it for Mungret St. Paul's. Brendan Giltinan trying to get a flick to it, but Jimmy Barry Murphy is there yet again for Glenroe, running back towards his own goals, but gets the clearance away. It's not a great one done. It's Rory Duff got one lovely score in that first half, but this one's dropping short. Easy for Ian O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan launches one straight down the middle. Brian Barry will be favourite to win it. Barry with a brilliant catch, gets the hand pass away, but Harrington took his eye off it, couldn't win it. Barry has it again for Mungret St. Paul's. This time the pass goes to hand, and then inside to Owen O'Doherty. Low one inside from O'Doherty. Giltinan trying to win it, met by Stephen Fox, and then Jimmy Barry Murphy is there yet again, gets the hand pass away. It's a bit of a dangerous one. It was to Stephen Walsh though, and he picks it up easy, plays it to Brian O'Connell, and there's a flick inside from O'Connell to Owen O'Mahony. O'Mahony back to Brian O'Connell, and O'Connell on the run, very difficult to stop, plays it inside to David McCarthy, blocked down brilliantly by Rory Duff, and it's Brian O'Connell trying to win it, but Duff is there again for Mungret St. Paul's, gets the flick to Harrington. Liam Harrington unable to win it, but Duff is there yet again. Brilliant work from the Mungret St. Paul's number 8, flicks it inside looking for Michael Mullins. It's not the best of passes though, it's going to trickle out wide. Surely a better ball, a lower one in towards Mullins or Brendan Giltinan after all that good work from Rory Duff.
It would have been a better ball, a lower ball would have been better, but he had incredible work there to dispossess and twice win the ball back from Mungret in the middle third.
Ultimately it comes to nothing as Ian O'Sullivan launches this one down towards Mark O'Connell. It's won there though by Mungret. It's played inside, low one this time in, looking for Owen Mulcahy. Mulcahy wins it and he's on the run. Good work from Owen Gallagher initially, but Owen Mulcahy still going. It's Niall Mulcahy with the shot, and it's Niall Mulcahy with a brilliant score for Mungret. 2 points in it yet again, and that's the kind of ball Mungret need into their full forward line.
Absolutely, I think that's his third from play. He's been very effective. We have seen now Patrick Begley is in the half forward line. Is he coming off?
Yeah, it's the end of the road for Patrick Begley. That hamstring has not held up the beginning of this second half, and it's a substitution for Mungret St. Paul's. Brendan Giltinan thought he was coming off, but he isn't, and the man on for Mungret St. Paul's. We'll confirm that in a moment. There's also
that
a sub
is
for
Conor
Glenroe.
Linehan.
Conor Linehan is on for Mungret St. Paul's, and on for Glenroe is Sean Maloney. It's David McCarthy that's come off for Glenroe, maybe struggling with an injury. David McCarthy, there is a slight limp as he comes off, but another young lad that Danny Murphy mentioned to us before the game on, one of these young lads coming through in this Glenroe side. We'll see what kind of impact he has as Ian O'Sullivan's puck out goes towards Mark O'Connell yet again. This time it's Owen O'Mahony trying to win it though, but Mungret St. Paul's are back there in force. Another flick across the wrist, needless one from Glenroe's point of view, and a chance for Mungret St. Paul's to clear their lines yet again. But Patrick Begley off for Mungret. We mentioned there just before throwing for the second half, hamstring injury, not at his best today.
Yeah, they said they'd give him a few minutes just after half time to see how it went, and obviously he just wasn't there, so there was no point in forcing the issue. But it'll be interesting to see how Mungret cope now without their target man.
Yeah, it's Mungret St. Paul's trying to win this up in the Glenroe territory. Loose ball comes. Loose ball brilliantly won by Owen O'Mahony. O'Mahony is Brian O'Connell on his outside, and O'Connell on the run. If he gets it in his hand, he's away, and O'Connell hard to stop. No free coming from Apin Stapleton in this stage. Brilliant work over there by Liam Harrington, but it's still in possession for Glenroe. Owen O'Mahony with this shot. It's going to tail to the left and wide, but Brian O'Connell's down injured. He's been a key man for Glenroe. They won't want to lose him.
Yeah, I think he just got a late blow as he laid the ball off, and he's looks like a great deal of pain. That would be a massive loss, a huge. He's been very instrumental. I've just noticed in the last few minutes Glenroe have really withdrawn back the field, and they're kind of leaving two men in their attacking 65. So they seem happy enough to just kind of close up shop and see if they can see it out in a free taking competition. Yeah,
and leave Mungret shoot from long range, I suppose is their plan. Yeah. Stopping that dangerous ball, as we saw with Niall Mulcahy's last score. That's what Glenroe won't want happening, that kind of delivery. As Brian O'Connell is in real trouble here.
Pain, it looks like. He's
it doesn't look good for Brian O'Connell, as Owen Maloney mentioned, a huge impact in this game.
He is
scored 1-1, gave Barry O'Grady plenty of trouble, even though O'Grady was playing well on him.
Yeah,
plenty of hassle there, and there's going to be surely another substitution in quick succession for Glenroe. Doesn't look good for Brian O'Connell, and he'll be a huge loss to this team.
Yeah, he's been tended on. It looks like something is gone or dislocated, that he's kind of really, it's giving him great discomfort anyway. It's awful kind of to see. Hopefully
he's
it's
up
his knee anyway.
I
think it's his knee that's been tended to. If he manages to continue, he is some man, because he was literally rolling around in pain. No, he's
in a right amount of trouble here. Looks like it's going to be a sub here for Glenroe, Brian O'Connell. He's going to give it every chance, though, in fairness to him.
In fairness to him, if he manages to continue, he's in.
He
I think he's hoping against Top here. I don't see how he can continue.
He's wearing number 14 on his back. He was playing half forward. He's going in towards full forward now. Don't think that's going to last too long from Glenroe's point of view. Either way, back we play. It's Conor O'Brien with a fine puck out low one to Mulcahy, and Mulcahy with the shot. Is it over the bar? It certainly is. Brilliant work from Mo Mulcahy, and he's the big danger man in that Mungret full forward line, and they need to get more ball into him.
Yeah, I think that's his forward now from play. He when he's been found, he is making a pay. So I think that's going to be Mungret's ploy now. He's playing very well. 1 point
game as Mark O'Connell picks one out of the sky, plays it low inside, and it's inside as Brian O'Connell tries to get onto it. He gets it into his hand, loses it initially, and Mungret come away with it. Low one towards Owen Mulcahy. Owen Mulcahy's going to look for his brother Niall. He can't find him initially. Great work from Darren McCarthy to try and win it, but away comes Owen O'Doherty for Mungret St. Paul's, and it's Conor Helliwell running into space. He's got the time and space for Conor Helliwell. Is he going to shoot? He certainly is, and that's the leveller from Mungret St. Paul's. Brilliant score from Conor Helliwell. Excellent work from this Mungret team. They're back level on, and all the momentum is with them right now.
Absolutely cracking score. That seemed like a real momentum swinger. I think a lot of people knowing Conor would be surprised by how accurate that was, but
including you, it has to be said on.
Absolutely cracking score though.
Glenroe come away with it yet again. It's blown up a free. It's a Mungret free, and the tide may be changing here in Bruff in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. It's a chance for Paul O'Brien to put Mungret into the lead for the first time since the early stages, really, since Brian O'Connell's goal. Mungret have trailed ever since that moment. It's just 4 or 5 metres inside his own 65 metre line out, but that's not going to be a worry for Paul O'Brien.
No, he'll definitely have the distance. There's no issue. The wind really did die down after the first kind of 10 or 15 minutes, and he will be hoping that he can slot this to put Mungret ahead.
Fine strike from Paul O'Brien. Looks to be tailing to the left. Is it not? It certainly is not. Straight over the black spot. Initially went a bit left. The wind, whatever wind is left here, maybe dragged it in, but it ended up over the middle of the goal. It's a fine strike from Paul O'Brien. It's Mungret St. Paul's into the lead. Quick puck out, short one to Owen Gallagher under immediate pressure from Mulcahy. Gallagher does well. Not sure how legally he managed to hold on to that ball. Severe pressure by Owen Mulcahy. Gets the flick away, and it's going to be Stephen Walsh to launch it. Brilliant hook though. Excellent work back there for Brendan Giltonan. It's the first time they've dispossessed Stephen Walsh, and Mungret really now with the tails between their legs.
Absolutely, that should have been a free into Mungret. He handled the ball on the ground, but got away with it. And but a great hook from Brendan Giltonan there, and it's advantage Mungret again. And Paul O'Brien, we've seen him slot these time and again. He will fancy his chances here.
This would be a huge one for Mungret St. Paul's if he was able to put this one over. Big chance for Mungret St. Paul's. He's well capable of doing this, as O'Brien, as Owen Maloney mentioned, seeing it time and time again. This one's dropping short though. Is there going to be a pull inside? There was plenty of hurleys up in the air, plenty of players swinging, but no surprise to see Stephen Walsh come away with it again. This time he's not going to be hooked or blocked. It's a long ball down, heading towards Owen Walsh. Broken down in front, and Mungret have it yet again. It's Owen O'Doherty under pressure, does well to keep it initially, but it's great work again from Owen Walsh. It's Liam Hart's Owen O'Doherty, but it's one there, and it's Owen O'Mahony. Owen O'Mahony with this shot. This will be a big one for Glenroe. Great response from Owen O'Mahony. The poor shot a few minutes ago that went to the left and wide. This time he was quick as a flash onto the loose ball. Great score.
Yeah, absolutely. This game has really taken off now in the third quarter. It's really come to life, and you can tell it's never say die in kind of last man standing battle to reach the Premier Intermediate final.
Yeah, over on that far side, and it's Glenroe coming away with it. Good work from Liam Harrington. It's going to be a Mungret St. Paul's ball. It's clearance, took a deflection off the Glenroe man, and would be no surprise to see Paul O'Brien make his way down to take this one as well on.
No, I think he'll make his way across. Yeah, I'm just seeing here.
He's been pushed away from it anyway. Go on.
I'm just seeing here that Stephen Walsh completely playing a sweeper. They're just withdrawn. They're really withdrawn. I think there's three Glenroe now in Mungret's half. That's the way they're playing at the minute.
And it's Walsh winning that loose one yet again from the silence. Dropped straight away. Shooting chance for Mungret here. It's their sub. The number 23 has got an excellent score
Conor
from Conor Lenihan, and it's Mungret back into the lead. Picked up the loose ball, slotted it, no problem.
Yeah, Mungret are operating with 2 sweepers now. That's how far withdrawn Glenroe are. So
fine puck out from Ian Sullivan, arrowed it into Stephen Walsh, and Walsh goes long towards Brian O'Connell. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Brian Barry, who's having a growing influence in this game at centre back. It's Rory Duff, got through a huge amount of work, and he's got the advantage of a free coming towards him. Decides to keep going, gets the pass away to Michael Mullins. taking a bit of time out, looking for Conor Lenihan. It's a foot race between Lenihan, the end line, and Patrick McSweeney. It's Conor Lenihan that's won it. He'll look to switch play. He comes all the way back. It's a brilliant pass to Owen Mulcahy. Mulcahy's already scored in this game, wearing number 4, playing in the half forward line. It's Owen Mulcahy on the run. Hand passes it away. He threw the ball. It was a second chance according to the Glenroe sideline here. May have gotten away with a throw in the first place. Either way, it's a free for Glenroe.
No, I think he's given a free from Mungret there for. I think he played advantage for a foul on Owen Mulcahy. He did, yeah. Again, I have to say I did not see any foul on.
Oh, it's a very, very soft one. Maybe Glenroe getting the benefit in the first half from a couple of soft ones. There's certainly been a couple of soft ones for Mungret in this second half. It's another chance for Paul O'Brien. And it's a chance to put Mungret 2 points ahead. As we watch, it's coming up to the 13th minute here in Bruff. It's Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final, of course, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GATV in association with the Kirby Group, as O'Brien hits this one straight over the middle. We're yet again for Paul O'Brien having a growing influence. It may be from frees. They won't be too pushed about that though.
No, not at all. I'm just seeing here Owen Mulcahy is completely free in the centre there. Mungret are crowd in the middle third. Glenroe are kind of really withdrawn, so I think it's advantage Mungret now, to be honest.
Yeah, but the loose ball picked up by Darren McCarthy. Good work from McCarthy. Looks backwards, sees Stephen Walsh again. Time and space for Walsh. Decides to deliver this one. Difficult ball in, 50-50 ball. Both players going hammer and tongs for it. It's Owen Walsh and Barry O'Grady, but it's loose, and it's O'Grady that's going to get to it first. Under severe pressure straight away though from Owen Walsh, but O'Grady's done well and gets the hand pass across the middle. The throw was called for by Glenroe. The throw was given by the referee, and a chance for Mark O'Connell to add to his total.
Yeah, I don't think Mungret can have any complaints with that one. It was a blatant throw.
Mark O'Connell, of course, who scored.
Yeah,
8
I think
frees, 8 from 8. This will be
his
number
ninth.
9 for Mark O'Connell. Has an absolutely stunning game from frees, causing plenty of damage from play as well, but they've been heavily reliant, Glenroe, and in fairness to Mungret, their scores have been more spread out. You called for it before the game. It's something they needed to do. But either way, it's O'Connell to try and make 1 point between the sides yet again. Fine strike from Mark O'Connell. That's straight over the black spot yet again. And with 1 point game, it's Mungret leading 16 points to 112 of Glenroe. As we head towards the water break only seconds away as this one comes from Conor O'Brien towards Paul O'Brien. Mulcahy has it. Mulcahy is again. Niall Mulcahy plays it back to Owen O'Doherty. Back to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien dummies Jimmy Barry Murphy and takes him on the right hand side. This will be some score from Paul O'Brien if he can get it. He's done exactly that. Brilliant work from Paul O'Brien. If he was a different character, he might have had a word with Jimmy Barry Murphy.
I was just going to say, you'll surely see a dig thrown here, but no, classier men than both of us.
Yeah, Mungret St. Paul's have won it again. It's Rory Duff on the run. Got one stunning score in the first half. He's met by a fine challenge from Stephen Fox. Comes back to Michael Mullins. This would be huge for Mungret St. Paul's. It's a poor effort though from Mullins. But even though a chance to put them 3 points again, he had all the time in the world.
He did. His radar's a bit off. He played 2 balls in there as well, and they both were over the end line. So. And again, that is a very, very soft free.
Yeah, waiting to see the signal from Eamon Stapleton. He's given a free for a foul by Conor Helliwell on Mark O'Connell. I didn't see anything in that. Don't want to be criticising referees. It's hard to see where that one came from though. And either way, chance for number 10 for Mark O'Connell.
You couldn't say that he's been biased in any shape or form. It's coming on both sides. That he's kind of just nitpicked throughout the game, and
117 to 11 in favour of Kildimo. Palace Kenry against Bruff in the other semi-final, as Glenroe line up another sub as Mark O'Connell does the usual and pops this one over the bar, and on a sub for Glenroe.
Yeah, Pádraig Mungret has been introduced. We're not sure who's coming off yet, but
yeah, we have the water break now on, and you know, it's from where we were at half time. It's a completely different game. Glenroe now really up against it. Mungret really hitting form.
Yeah, I think to turn a 3 point deficit into a 1 point lead, they'll be absolutely delighted with their third quarter performance. And they're getting on top from play. You've seen Niall Mulcahy's really come into the game. Paul O'Brien, I think that was his first score from playing out on the sideline. That kind of sent a message to Jimmy Barry, you haven't been beaten yet. And Mungret are kind of dominant in the middle third, and they've kind of quietened Stephen Walsh. He got on just one ball and played it to forwards. He's not as dominant now, so they've kind of quietened that half back line down, which they really needed to do. They've done everything they've had to do so far. They've turned it. They've won that quarter by 4 points, but at the same time, we're seeing a lot of frees being awarded, and if Mark O'Connell gets those frees, he's just going to slot them.
The problem for Glenroe is exactly that, though. He scored 10 points, they've scored 113.
Yeah.
Just checking that. We've three other scorers, 1 point each. They need more from everyone else outside O'Connell.
Yeah, they're very reliant on Stephen Walsh at centre back, yes, and Mark Collin the half hour line to win their puck outs as well. So they're shouldering a lot of Glenroe's kind of hopes, and they're going to have to look to someone else now to chip in with scores. But it hasn't been forthcoming so far. But who's to say it won't arrive in the final quarter when it really matters?
Midfield battle has been huge in the second half. Rory Duff and Ona Doherty very much on top.
Yeah, we've seen Rory. He dispossessed someone, got dispossessed, redispossessed that person. He has been everywhere for Mungret. He's been on a lot of ball. He's played really well, and Owen Doherty the same. He's a very industrial player, and he's kind of breaking up play a lot. So, and I think we've seen Owen Mulcahy kind of in the middle third as well, or not? Yeah, Owen Mulcahy, sorry, in the middle third. So he's been on a bit of ball as well. So I think Mungret are winning the battle of that middle third, and if they can keep doing that in the final quarter, I think they can extend their advantage. One
big blow for Glenroe. He hasn't gone off yet. Brian O'Connell scored 1-1 in the first half, won a few frees, had a huge impact. That injury, it may have just messed with Glenroe a little bit.
We saw Pádraig McGrath just been introduced literally as the water break was blown for him. We're not sure if that was for him. I would imagine it might be. We'll get confirmation of that fairly soon. But he'd be a huge loss, and regardless of whether he's on the field or not, he's limited now because of that injury, and that's a huge loss for Glenroe.
Yeah, well, that's the story here. It's Mungret leading Glenroe here as we come to the players are back heading towards their positions here, and it's Mungret leading 17 points to 113 in Glenroe. In the other semi-final, of course, it's a very, very strong Kildima Palace Kenry performance thus far. They're well on top against Brough. Just want to confirm that one now.
No, Brian O'Connell is still on.
Yeah, Pádraig McGrath has come on as well. We'll just confirm that as soon as we can. But either way, we're going to restart with a puck out for Conor O'Brien.
I think, is it Owen O'Mahony that has made way? I don't see him.
Yeah, we'll check that one as we have it. Owen O'Mahony is still out there over on that far side. It's Mungret trying to win it. And it's going to be a sideline cut for Mungret again, and Paul O'Brien will come out to take this one. There's Pádraig McGrath now definitely operating in centre forward position. Either way, Paul O'Brien now lining this one just 10 metres or so. Morris O'Brien looking for the commentator's curse for Paul O'Brien as he walks past us here. I'm not sure with this one. He's really, really capable of putting these one over. It's a good sideline cut from Paul O'Brien, dropping inside. It's caught there back by Mungret. It comes back. Jimmy Barry Murphy is there though from a Glenroe point of view, but Brian Barry has it. Sean Clancy is the man who's come off for Glenroe in favour of Pádraig McGrath. The two Galtee Gales men replacing each other, and it's Conor Helliwell winning possession, gets the hand pass away to Owen Mulcahy. Mulcahy takes on Jimmy Barry Murphy, beats him with ease. Mulcahy still going, gets his work done, and it's a foul for Mungret St. Paul's. Not again sure what that one was for, waiting for the signal. It's on Jimmy Barry Murphy according to Eamon Stapleton, but a relatively simple chance for Paul O'Brien to put Mungret 2 points up yet again.
Yeah, you'd fancy him to slot this one again. Not sure what it came from, but look, we won't argue with it. We've got confirmation Pádraig McGrath has been introduced for Sean Clancy, so he's the player that has made way for Glenroe.
Quiet second half for Sean Clancy. Had a bit of an impact in the first half, but as I mentioned, replaced by his Galtee Gales teammate in the Limerick Senior Football Championship as O'Brien looks to extend Mungret's lead to 2 points yet again. Easy as you like for Paul O'Brien, straight over the middle yet again. And it's 18 points to 113 in favour of Mungret St. Paul's against Glenroe here. With 21 minutes played, straight over to that far side with the puck out from Ian O'Sullivan. Looking to win it was Owen O'Mahony, gets a boot to it. That's Sean Maloney. Maloney does well to win it initially, just out of his hand, and away comes Rory Duff. Having a growing influence in this second half is Rory Duff. Duff under great pressure from Sean Maloney. Maloney's done very well. The decision has gone towards Mungret. Looked at 50-51 from here. The linesman's a lot closer than us on, so we got to go with his decision.
Yeah, it's the far sideline. We really can't call that one, but
either way, it's going to be Liam Harrington to take. Gets a fine cut of that, and it's in towards Conor Lennon, Patrick McSweeney. 50-50 ball one, and it's fallen to Stephen Walsh. Walsh launches it straight down the middle, looking towards Owen Walsh's brother. Flick there from Ronan Kirby, but it's flicked away then again. And under pressure there in the full back line is Conor Flahav. Owen Walsh has it, known as Junior to his close friends in Glenroe. Junior on the run, gives it across, chance now for Kieran Kelly. Turns into a bit of trouble though as Kelly forced to come back outside, goes all the way back to Donald Kelly. Chance for Donald Kelly, can he put it over the bar? It's gone to the left and wide. A big chance for Glenroe to cut the margin back to 1 again. Poor wide.
Yeah, he really should have scored that when he kind of fumbled it when he received it. I think it just put him off slightly and it just put him off balance and it went to the left and wide. I think they'll be disappointed he didn't slot that one.
Chance now for Conor Wright to slow things down from Mungret St. Paul's point of view. He's in absolutely no rush for the City side as he switches play over to Michael Mullins. Mullins nearly got it at the second attempt under severe pressure from several Glenroe players. 3 men around him, more like a football tackle, it has to be said, and they've got the reward for it. He's in a bit of trouble now. Michael Mullins seems to be injured over on that far side as Glenroe seem to be looking to introduce Shane O'Donoghue into their lineup. We'll get that confirmed if it happens. As the rain starts to fall down here again in Bruff, it still is Mungret with a 2-point lead on, and they'll be very happy with their situation right now.
Definitely, but a free out on that one looked a very strange decision to me myself. Of all the frees that we've seen given very softly, I thought Mike Mullins was fouled there and then the free went the other way, but again, we couldn't exactly accuse the referee being biased. He's blown him for both sides.
Yeah, that's the one thing you want.
He looks, I think, he's either going after he's getting his helmet fixed, but I see Brian O'Mara's warming up and taking off his, looks like Brian O'Mara on the far side that's getting ready to come in. He was getting ready anyway, so they might just expedite that now.
I'm not sure if it is Michael Mullins. He's off for the moment anyway. We'll see if that's a long-term substitution as Brian O'Connell, who scored 10 frees so far, has an absolutely brilliant record so far in this game. This is the hardest one yet.
Brian O'Mara has come in anyway.
Yeah, it's a long one from Mark O'Connell. It's dropping. Is it in the net? This ball was pulled on. It's gone out for a 65. The last touch from Mungret Hurley. Nearly, very, very nearly for Glenroe, of course, as Brian O'Mara's substitution is confirmed. Michael Mullins is certainly back on the field, so just going to see.
Is Brendan Giltinan?
No, Brendan Giltinan is
still there, yeah.
Yeah, it's Brian O'Mara's gone off straight away, so it was just a quick one there. It's going to be Shane O'Donoghue on for Glenroe as Mark O'Connell prepared to take to 65.
Definitely, and that was a chance that was very similar to Mungret's in the first half where it just whistled wide, but unfortunately for them it did go left of the post. 65 now for Mark O'Connell, about 20 metres closer in his last effort as O'Connell strikes. Fine strike from Mark O'Connell. It's a 1-point game yet again. Number 11 on the board for Mark O'Connell as Shane O'Donoghue enters the fray. I think it's Owen O'Mahony that's going to be called ashore. Yeah, 1-point game, O'Maloney, and you know, it can go either way. This is really nip and tuck. You couldn't call it. You could say Mungret have had the momentum since half time, but one score could change that very easily. This is who'd rule out extra time.
118 to 13. Kildimo, Palace Kenry still lead Bruff over in Kilmallock in the other semi-final. Our concentration is here in Bruff, and Shane O'Donoghue with an immediate impact as Jimmy Barry Murphy goes on the run. Blatant foul, a needless one from Michael Mullins, and a glorious chance for Mark O'Connell as Jimmy milks it for all it's worth. Mark O'Connell with the free to make it his 12th score of the game, and from the 65 metre line on, he just popped one over a moment ago. Surely going to put this one over as well.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. This is the most pressurised of them all, and he'll have to wait a second now for Jimmy Barry to finish his theatrics before he takes it. Now he does, in fairness, actually appear to be a tiny bit. Now he probably is milking it for, as you said, for all it's worth. This will be a pressurised free, but you'd have to fancy him to slot it now. And as we just said, be all square now again with just a few minutes remaining. Who could rule out extra time?
Yeah, even the Glenroe sideline are making light of Jimmy Barry's Murphy situation. And it's a chance for Mark O'Connell now, as we said, to level this game. It's currently Mungret St. Paul's leading 18 points to 114. And Mark O'Connell now with this chance. Just over 26 minutes on the clock. And it's O'Connell has already popped over 11. Huge reliance on his free-taking abilities for this Glenroe side. Can he make it number 12? Keeps it low. It's not a good strike.
He did not strike that well.
Didn't come up right. The strike was off from the moment. And he's entitled to miss one on. We're not going to hammer him. He scored 11 from 12.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one that could be crucial.
He's had an awesome conversion rate today, but I just felt that was the most pressurised one, and it might have counted against him the fact that he had to wait for Jimmy to get up, and it put a bit of pressure on him, and he did not connect with it well.
No, poor enough strike from Mark O'Connell. He'll be very disappointed with that one. He'll want another chance fairly quickly to get that one out of his system. It's Conor O'Brien in absolutely no rush as we hit the 27-minute mark here in Bruff. It's Michael Mullins trying to win it, but Sean Maloney gets a hurley to it, but it's Mullins that comes up with it from Mungret, gets the hand pass back to Brian Barry, and Barry switches play, and it's been a fruitful one so far in this game. It's Brian O'Mara on the run. O'Mara taking on Stephen Fox. O'Mara forced to come back outside, gets the ball back into his hand, plays it across. It's a poor one though, and it's interrupted by Darren McCarthy, intercepted by Darren McCarthy, but it's popped out of his hand, and Owen Doherty has it for Mungret St. Paul's. The pass goes initially to a Glenroe man, and it's a chance for Rory Duff. They're spraying it around, and they've got it to number 23.
Yes.
And it's this chance for
Conor Lenihan.
Conor Lenihan. It's another one for Conor Lenihan, his second point of the game. Brilliant work for Mungret St. Paul's. They sprayed it, they were patient with the possession, and Conor Lenihan finishes it off again.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it was brilliant interplay that we've talked about. And Mungret are not afraid for those little intricate passes, and it worked out very well. They were patient.
Exactly, patience is the exact word I was going to use, and Owen only got in there before me. Mark O'Connell catches this one, flicks it inside. A chance now for Kieran Kelly. He's up against Conor Flahav. Flahav does well initially, makes sure Kelly doesn't get in his hand, and Flahav does it himself. Back to Liam Harrington, and Mungret really now needing this one. It's Owen Mulcahy who's gone a bit deeper. Mulcahy on the run now, under pressure from Shane O'Donnell, who gets it into Michael Mullins. Mullins launches one in towards Brian O'Mara and Stephen Fox. Fox, with all the experience in the world, gets the flick to it. Ian O'Sullivan was coming off his line, but it's Mungret that have it. A definite free though on Owen Gallagher. Foul, no question. A needless one from Mungret's point of view, and leaving Glenroe off easy with that.
Yeah, the Glenroe under pressure there, and it was the Glenroe under pressure there, and there was no need to do that, but unfortunately they did, and it's a free out. So chance now for Glenroe to two down with a few minutes to go, and they have to go for it now.
And there's a man down inside the Mungret full forward line as the rain comes teeming down here in Bruff yet again.
It looks like Conor Lenihan is down. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, it seems to be Conor Lenihan here, and he'd be a big blow. He's had a huge impact for Mungret St. Paul's since he was introduced in the closing stages of this game.
I think he might have had Jimmy Barry Murphy syndrome there. He kind of jumped up like he was nothing wrong with him in the first place. It could have been a bit an exercise in running down the clock a bit.
He was like a salmon out of the water there was Conor Lenihan. As soon as the play was told, he was told by Eamon Stapleton, I think, to get up quickly as Brian Barry tries to win this one for Mungret St. Paul's. It's Mungret St. Paul's and Liam Harrington that come away with it. Harrington now on the run, not the best of hand passes though, and Donald Kelly does well, and that's Jimmy Barry Murphy taking it for Glenroe. But Mungret are all over Glenroe like a rash at the moment, and it's Rory Duff's pass. Chance now switched, and it's to Conor Lenihan. Lenihan looking for point number 3. He's got options, and one of them is back to Conor Helliwell. Got one in the second half. He plays it to Rory Duff, and it's Sean Maloney chasing Rory Duff. Duff has it, comes back onto his left, flicks it inside. There's men back there from Glenroe's point of view. Maybe a needless pass. Owen O'Doherty leaving it to Michael Mullins, to Owen Mulcahy. Gives the pass away in the end to Michael Mullins. Mullins with a chance for his first shot of the game, and it's Mungret into a 3-point lead. Brilliant score from Mullins as Glenroe get ready to introduce their number 21. It's another sub for Glenroe.
That's Diarmuid McCarthy coming into the 4.
Yeah, I think
looks like it's Brian O'Connell who's coming out.
Yeah, Brian O'Connell severely hampered.
Oh no, it's not.
By that knee, it's not. It's Darren McCarthy that's actually been caught. No,
Kieran
Kelly.
Kieran Kelly, yeah.
Kieran Kelly. No. We can finally confirm it's Kieran Kelly as Mungret now.
A 3-point lead. I think the scoreboard is deficient here. It hasn't put up that 20th point yet, so I think it's 20 to 114 in favour of Mungret. Glenroe, they're going to slot this. We hear the selector roaring, saying loads of time. They're going to throw this point over. So chance for Mark O'Connell to make it a 2-point game again.
Yeah, it's 20 points to 114 here in favour of Mungret St. Paul's. Over in Kilmallock, it's Kildimo Pallaskenry booking their place in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Final. They're hammering Bruff on a scoreline of 320 to 14 points. Owen, we'll talk about that one maybe in a minute as Mark lines this one up, but that's a serious score from Kildimo Pallaskenry.
That's a statement of intent.
Mark O'Connell again, and this one
off
target.
Right.
You'll see this one came up. He struck it fine. The accuracy just wasn't there.
Now the scoreboard has not changed for Mungret yet. It's saying 19 points, but I'm almost certainly that they have scored 20 points.
Yeah, we're sure of that.
Yeah, look,
here.
it's gone up now. They've realised a mistake.
Finally, the scoreboard operator here in Bruff has got it right as Mungret looking to get another one. It's good work back there from Owen Gallagher. Gallagher gets the hand pass away, and Sean Maloney clears it long. Glenroe needs something. We're nearly 2 minutes into added time here. And it's just Mungret seem to have it at the moment. It's Liam Harrington in possession for him. Good work from Liam Harrington. Gets the hand pass away as well to Paul O'Brien. Tries to flick it, but it eventually comes to Michael Mullins for Mungret St. Paul's. Glenroe are calling for charging. It's not coming from Eamon Stapleton. The throw is coming. It's going to be a free for Glenroe. And on at this stage of the game, do they have time to pop it over, or do they have the time for the goal?
I think they might drop it in, but we're seeing some of the Glenroe forwards make their way now. We'll just see if they crowd the square and that. It looks like they're going to. I'd say they might drop this one in. We haven't had an indication yet, have we, of how long Eamon Stapleton has elected to play.
Yeah, we'll check that if we can. Yeah, we'll check that one as Mark O'Connell looking ready to line this one up. Scoreline is 20 points to Mungret in favour of 114. Mark O'Connell now looking at his options. He's in no hurry by the looks of things, so maybe there is time still on Eamon Stapleton's clock. Mark O'Connell's missed his last two huge ones in the context of this game.
If he misses this, I think this would really drop Glenroe heads and put him under serious pressure, so he's gone for it.
Fine strike from Brian O'Connell, but it's the post, drops around the edge of the square. Chance maybe for Glenroe, but as Mungret come away with it, and could that be the turning point? It was Conor Helliwell, as own Maloney points out, gives it away to Rory Duff. Duff gets the flick away. Back there is Brian O'Mara for them, but it's Dermot McCarthy trying to win it for Glenroe, and it's Jimmy Barry Murphy in there as well. In fact, it's not, but it's flicked inside. But there's Mungret have numbers in spades as that poorly positioned pass, and away they come, and it's Barry O'Grady on the run. O'Grady with time and space runs down the line. It's O'Grady still going, using up the clock, gets the hand pass away. They're going to try and break it for Paul O'Brien. There's a push in the back of Brian O'Mara, and a chance on Maloney for Paul O'Brien to finish this game.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, I think that was a needless free to give away. It was a clear free. Pushed him in the back. He was on the sideline, not really going anywhere.
One of the more blatant ones in the second half.
It was. So I think maybe a bit of frustration there, but this is a chance now. It is a very acute angle. There's a wind blowing kind of across the field as well, and the pressure of it, this is not an easy free, but
Mungret now, if this goes over, you'd have to imagine they'll become the second city side with Killimore Palace Kenry in the 2020 Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship final. That's an excellent free from Paul O'Brien. A 4-point lead for Mungret. We've played 4.5 minutes of added time here in Bruff. Surely time is running out for Glenroe. They need a goal, and they'll need it fast as the long one comes down from Ian O'Sullivan. O'Connell's up. It's won back there by Paddy McCarthy, but Michael Mullins is there from Mungret. There's a foul on Michael Mullins, and is that full time? It's not. Eamon Stapleton just gives the free for now. We're going to have 5 minutes of added time played fairly quickly on, but it's looking good for Mungret right now.
Absolutely, they're no rush to take this one. They're even slowly filtering forward. Paul O'Brien is it's a second yellow and a red for Brian O'Connell.
Well, we did warn when he could pick that one up early in the game. He's been severely hampered by that knee injury in the second half, but that's a red card and a sad end to Brian O'Connell's game. It was always a warning. It was always there in the background, and it's a red card, and it's more misery for Glenroe.
It came back to bite him, and Mungret really, that was more 30 seconds again wasted off the clock. Paul now is going to take his time. A wide is as good as the score almost here, and they're just running down the clock.
It's a fine strike from Paul O'Brien. Does it have the accuracy? On this occasion it doesn't. Won't really matter, as Owen Maloney says. 5.5 minutes of added time as Ian O'Sullivan tries to launch one towards Mark O'Connell yet again. There's plenty of Mungret players around us. Brian Barry that gets the hurley to it. Pull up by Paddy McGrath, doesn't go anywhere, and it's going to be Mungret in possession yet again here. It's gone out over the sideline, over towards the sideline. Michael Mullins is there, Sean Maloney is there for Glenroe, but it's Glenroe that have it, and it's Shane O'Donoghue. Hand pass comes and they need something. It's Mark O'Connell. He'll have to give it in low. It's a poor shot from Mark O'Connell. I don't know what he was trying there, O'Maloney. Either way, it hasn't worked for Glenroe, and it's going to be Mungret's game. 6 minutes played. Surely that's time up from this puck out. It really is in the hands. And Owen Mulcahy down injured for Mungret St. Paul's. He's up. I think it may have been a genuine injury. He's limping away. I don't think that was anything too indiscriminate, but either way, it's Glenroe looking to get it, and it's McCarthy that drops this one in, looking towards Owen Walsh. Mungret have men back there though. It's going to fall to Mark O'Connell. He slips though, and Conor Helliwell is there for Mungret St. Paul's. Clearance comes, the long one. It's a painful one for Glenroe's point of view. It's Donald Kelly. Jimmy Barry Murphy is there now for Glenroe. Under pressure, Jimmy Barry Murphy gets it to Donald Kelly. There's options there. He decides to go along with it, straight down the middle. Hellywell's there for Mungret St. Paul's, and then in the end it's easy for Mungret St. Paul's. There's the full back Ronan Kirby playing it to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien seems to have escaped Jimmy Barry Murphy for the first time in this game in the last few minutes.
65 or 6 minutes.
Just took that length of time. Off goes Niall Mulcahy. 37 minutes played here in the second half. It's to Michael Mullins. He's got one recently. Drops this one in. Does it have the legs? It certainly does, and that's Mungret into a 5-point lead. That's the clincher, surely, at this stage for Mungret St. Paul's. 22 points to 114. And that's full time here in Brough. It's victory for Mungret St. Paul's. They've avenged last year's defeat in the semi-final. They're through to play Kildime Palace Kenry and O'Maloney. It's a huge victory for Mungret St. Paul's. We questioned at half time whether they could reverse. They were down by a goal at half time. We questioned whether they could do it in the second half, and my God, they've really shown up.
They did it with a bit to spare too. I think in the end their class kind of shone through in the end, but my God, did Glenroe make them fight. They really did. They battled. Plenty of scorers from play on the ball. Michael Mullins, Conor Lenihan, the two Mulcahy's, Roy Duff. You know, they all chipped in and they really stood up when it counted. And I think Glenroe, things went wrong at the wrong times. Like Mark O'Connell was so accurate all game, and then when the pressure was at the 65 or free on the 65 metre line, when the pressure really came on, it went wide, and he missed the two after that. He missed 2 efforts after that again. So things just, it kind of fell apart for Glenroe just at the end, but Mungret, I think, deserving winners on the balance of it.
You mentioned, of course, the spread of scores has been a lot better. They've been heavily reliant on Paul O'Brien throughout this season, the last couple of seasons as well. You mentioned the forward scoring, but their 3 half back line scored as well, the 3 in the half back line. Conor Hellywell in the second half, Liam Harrington got the first score of the game, of course Brian Barry with the outstanding score in the first half of this game. Looking ahead to the final now, it's going to be Kildime Palace Kenry. We haven't that fixture or the scoreline confirmed yet from Kilmallock. There were 320 to 14 points up the last we heard. I don't think Brough we're going to pull that one back. 320 to 15 the final score, we've just been confirmed. A mouth-watering final.
Yeah, and we've had, it's a repeat of the first round tie. We have previous with these two clubs, and that should be an absolute cracker. Mungret prevailed by a point in the first round, but might have been a bit fortunate to do so. Kildime goalie dropped the ball into the net, and their free taker Griffin missed a lot of frees that you expect to score, but in saying that, Mungret had to go and still win the game, and they have the bragging rights and they have the confidence going into the final, knowing we've beaten this team already this year, we've beaten them in the last couple of months, and we can do it again.
Word on Glenroe just before we finish up here in Brough. Tough defeat for them. They've come up from the Intermediate Hurling Championship last year. Brilliant for them to get to this stage. They'll be bitterly disappointed as they are behind us here in the commentary position in Brough, but a superb season overall for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Coming up, they want, I suppose first things first, they wanted to prove that they could hang in this division, and they more than did that. They won 2 of their group games and gave Mungret an absolute fright. Went in 3 points to the good at half time and looked a better side in the first half, to be honest. Made Mungret dig really, really deep to win, and they can be very proud of their efforts. I think they've executed their game plan very well in the first half. It kind of fell apart a bit in the second half, but they'll be in a few weeks they'll be happy with their season.
That's all from us here in Brough. We'll be back on Limerick GA TV shortly for the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter final from the Gaelic grounds. We've Napierchik versus Ballybrown in that game. Join us then.